澳办处长刘慧敏，重庆市文化旅游委国际交流合作处副处长刘希上台为我们的获奖学生代表颁奖，有请。也请我们的颁奖嘉宾与我们获奖代表同学一起合影留念。好，谢谢我们的颁奖嘉宾，祝贺获奖的同学们，请回座。接下来要颁发的是渝港澳青少年自然探索大赛公益活动“春之花”渝港澳青少年百花摄影大赛的金奖，有请获奖代表，他们是吴浩成、李明义、聂瑞亨、谢宇轩、胡松、周芷圭、康子彤、冯艳玲，有请。同时有请重庆市政府港澳办副主任张雅欣、重庆市委宣传部市政府新闻办对外新闻处处长李杰、重庆市南山植物园党委书记石坚、渝澳联谊总会副秘书长徐晓东上台为获奖学生代表颁奖，有请。也请颁奖嘉宾与我们的获奖代表一起合影留念。也请我们合影留念。好，谢谢我们的颁奖嘉宾以及我们获奖同学，也请入席就座。春之花渝港澳青少年百花摄影大赛设置有3个参赛组别的金银铜奖、优秀作品奖、网络人气奖以及指导老师等奖项。因为疫情及交通等原因，非常遗憾的是，香港及澳门的获奖选手今天并不能来到我们的现场参加活动。我们非常期待疫情能尽快消散，渝港澳3地的青少年能在下一季的活动当中相聚在一起，畅快的交流，共话友谊。在举国同庆中国共产党建党100周年之际，有请澳门大学和重庆邮电大学的同学们一起上台，让我们一起唱响我和我的祖国。有请。 谢谢澳门大学和重庆邮电大学的同学们。尊敬的各位领导、各位来宾、老师们、同学们，渝港澳青少年自然探索大赛公益活动“春之花”渝港澳青少年百花摄影大赛颁奖仪式到此暂告一段落。接下来，我们的川剧变脸老师会来到台下变脸互动，并为澳门大学的同学们送去我们非常有巴渝文化特色的川剧脸谱。原乡小爱呢也会送出他们精心准备的艾草香包。接下来，让我们掌声有请我们的川剧演员为大家送上我们的礼物，有请。有请我们各位领导可以和我们的川剧演员一起将我们的礼物送给我们的同学们。再拿一些礼品过来。
再来。新领导各位领导坐在澳门里头。把那个香包拿过来，那个师姐把香包拿过来，香包。
在我们送完礼物、送完礼物之后，大家一起游览深植物园展览的时，自行呢对我们各个3至4天的体验区
这边好像还有一个，哦，有了。这个是都有了。
最后，再次感谢各位领导、嘉宾的莅临，谢谢大家，我们再见。跟他一起下的。
我得要一个这样。对呀，没事，我已经薅到了。
Let's get this way, and then we'll start the show. 这是传自重庆的。
做一个整体这个活动的整体介绍吧。
我对这个镜头 OK
Okay, so hello everyone, I'm James from iChongqing and this is the beautiful...
Hi, I'm Lily.
Okay, so yeah, sorry we're not doing this right at the start of the live broadcast, but please do bear with us. Things are a little bit fluid. Anyway, today is a very special day. We're at a very beautiful, wonderful place in Chongqing called the Nanshan Botanical Gardens. We're in a place in the gardens called the greenhouse, and in a little while we're going to take you to show lots of wonderful things, you know, such as the tropical rainforest plants.
Yes, the 4 seasonal flora areas and the alpine area, which is mountain plants, and a lot of stuff. There are plants which might save your life, which might take your life. So today our live stream is a synchronic event, and it's hosted by, would you mind introduce a bit about our...
Okay, so yeah, bear with us and we're going to show you lots of wonderful things in this greenhouse. Now the cause behind this event today, because the official name of this event is the love of nature through all 4 seasons. What this is, this whole series of events is organised for the youth of Chongqing, Macau and Hong Kong.
Yes.
Okay, so you know, Chongqing is part of mainland China, and you know Hong Kong and Macau technically are special administrative zones, aren't they? But what the aim of the event is really, because really they're all part of the same country. Yes. So even though they're in a special zone compared to mainland China,
share same culture background.
Yeah, so what to foster a feeling of common ancestry and culture between the mainland Hong Kong and Macau. The way they're doing it in this series of events is through experiencing nature, like the wonders of nature. Okay, another thing we have for you today is also a couple of very special guests. So Lily, want to introduce the first one for us?
Okay, so we have a special guest here. She is from the Hong Kong and Macau Affairs Office. So would you like to say something to our audience?
Hello everyone, I'm Hui from Chongqing Municipal Hong Kong and Macau Affairs Office, and today this is our 3rd step for the grassing summers enjoying travel. And my office and also other commissions of Chongqing Municipal Government, we provide this platform for the students to start their exploration exploring nature for different seasons. Yes, for Chongqing and Hong Kong and Macau's youth. And we just waiting for your join us.
Yes.
So is this the first time you've taken part in the events?
No. Third time.
Third time.
The third time this year?
Season.
Second season.
Yeah.
Right. What's the reaction been amongst the youth of Macau?
I think you mean the answer?
You know, what is the response of the young people in Macau? Do they enjoy the events?
Yes, it's very, including the Hong Kong students. We like them very much. And when I was young, I always just saying that, Mom and Papa, would you like to play with me? And today, my son always asks me that, what time will you play with us? Play with me. And so, I think all of the parents and the grandparents and the children, they want to share their family times together. And this activity is also family times for all the families and for the classmates of and students in different schools.
Okay, do you think this event has made the children or the young people in Macau feel closer to people on the mainland?
Yes, of course. They can know the different knowledge of the plants, and they can know the culture behind the plants, and they can know that what is the grassroots of their own.
Okay, so thank you very much for joining us today, and I hope you enjoy the events. Thank you. Okay, and also today, do you have fun? Okay, so we've got one last step before we need to go on to the next part of the greenhouse, and we show you all of the wonderful plants in here. And we want to go through the list of the organisers and also the co-sponsors. The list is a little bit long, but we're going to try and rattle through it as fast as we can.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, it's me, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go through the sponsors. Now, I did try to remember these, but there's so many.
Yes.
I'm going to read them off the screen, so please forgive me for that. Okay, so the event is hosted by the Chongqing, Hong Kong and Macau Affairs Office, the Chongqing Information Office, the Chongqing Education Commission, the Chongqing Bureau of Urban Management, the Chongqing Culture and Tourism Commission, the Chongqing Bureau of Forestry, Hong Kong Federation of Education Workers, the Chongqing Macau Friendship General Association, and other relevant institutions and social organizations in Hong Kong and Macau.
I'll take the second paragraph. And this event is also organized and co-hosted by Chongqing Nanshan Botanical Garden, Chongqing Renmin Primary School Education Group, and the Chongqing Meishi Film Academy of Chongqing University, Chongqing University and Post and Telecommunication, the Office of Hong Kong, Macau and Taiwan Affairs, Chongqing Broadcasting Group, Chongqing International Communication Center, Chongqing Shangyou News, the Chongqing Hong Kong and Macau Youth Natural Exploration Culture Communication Center, Chongqing Gurwei, Chongqing Renshan Xiaoai, Chongqing Hongqinwang, and the Bashan District Youth Activity Center. Thank you very much for sponsor us.
Perfect.
Yes.
Good job. Okay, so this is the part I'm sure you're most interested in. We're going to go out and check out the greenhouse, aren't we? Okay, so we've got people pointing us in this direction, so follow us. And also don't forget, if you have any questions or comments, please don't forget to put them on this live stream and we'll do our best to get them answered for you.
So, I'll introduce our special guest today. She is Mrs. He, and she's a senior engineer here in the Nanshan Botanical Garden. She will introduce the greenhouse for us today.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, and we met Miss earlier today, and she's a great expert on tropical plants and other things. I know cacti and flowers. So we look today. So she's going to tell us lots of really good information about the plants here. And the plants here are very beautiful, but a lot of them, I have to say myself, I'm not really that familiar with them. So it's been a fascinating experience. It's a fascinating experience to come here and make a visit.
Yes.
But today we can learn more because we've got our lovely experts with us.
那么首先我们来到的是我们热带雨林植物展示区啊。那么热带雨林呢是咱们在自然环境中一个非常典型的一个生态类型。那么它主要表现的呢就是雨水特别的频繁，然后空气中湿度特别的大。在这样的环境条件下呢，会有一些植物的特殊的一些现象。比如说我们可以看到我们面前的这棵非常高的树，这棵树的名字叫做望天树。望天树呢是由于我们在热带雨林中的植物特别的多，那么有些植物它为了争夺空气，为了争夺阳光，它会长得特别的高。那么在大自然的环境中呢，望天树最高可以长到70到80米。
Okay, so we've just had a look at this tree over here, and we're going to translate a little bit of what the experts have said for us. So who's going to take this one? Lily?
You take the first one. I'll
take
take
it. Okay, is it ladies first? Okay, so we just gave a general introduction to characteristics of plants and trees in the rainforest. So naturally, the main characteristics of a rainforest is that it's very wet, have a very high rainfall, and also very high humidity. And if we look at this tree, we've just been talking about, so the name of this tree is actually called a Parashurea chinesis, a Parashurea chinesis, and this is one of the most common trees in the rainforest. And the biggest feature of them is that they grow very tall because they want to vie with the trees to capture the sunlight.
Up to 70 and 80 meters. That's approximately 35 floors as a building.
Yeah, that's right. So we're saying if you go to the rainforest, say in the Amazon, if you look at the top canopy of trees, this is the Parashurea, is the species of tree that you're most likely to see.
Yes, and the reason why it's so tall and so high is because they need energy, they need sun to grow and absorb the energy in the rainforest. And this is what we see here. This area is a tropical area in this garden. It's
那么我们再看我面前的这棵在我们空中的这个藤本植物，它叫扁担藤，也是我们热带雨林中一种非常典型的植物啊。那么这个植物在我们热带雨林的这个林间或者说在山间，那么可以有300多米，可以攀爬300多米。那么因此，比如说我们看到很多的电影，像人猿 面泰山啊，像狮子王啊，像很多和热带雨林相关环境的一些动画片，或者说一些电影，我们可以看到这些动物在这个藤本上面荡来荡去，大家会觉得啊，这个为什么不会断啊？那就因为它是在很多的树缠绕着，或者在山上缠绕着，非常的长。那么另外呢，我们这个藤本植物的，它里头有些时候在某些环境，我们可以把它砍一段，可以就是喝里面的水，那么这个水是比较安全的啊。
Okay. This is kind of tropical cereals, and this kind of plants is like very long, and it can grow up to 300 meters long. And the reason why for that is because they have to adapt the special condition and environment in the rainforest area. And you can see here, like we can just cut the plants, and we can use the water stored inside of it. So it's kind of special property for rainforest area here. Yes.
Okay, and some of the information she gave us as well is that you can't really drink a lot of the water in the rainforest because it's contaminated with a lot of microorganisms. We're saying a good thing with this vine. Maybe if you've watched some of these old Hollywood movies in the rainforest where they're trying to survive, they can take the knife, you can chop the vine, and apparently you can squeeze out the water, and it's safe to drink it that way.
Yes, the water should be clean.
Do you think we're allowed to try that now?
I don't think so.
这是能不能切嘛？就是可以口嘛？Oh, sorry, no, that's not allowed. I'm sorry. 有空山也可以管住多科学的一个环境。
这个我们面前的这个植物啊，我们看着也是很普通，和我们大自然中看到很多的植物都是一样的。但是呢，这个有一个非常就是说独特的名字，叫见血封喉树。那么这个树如其名啊，所谓的见血封喉呢，就是这个树的里面的枝叶，它的树枝，如果有一滴，就是说进入我们的人体中的血液，那么我们就是很快就会死亡。如果进入我们的眼睛，我们就会失明。那么追找这个植物呢，是在印第安人去发现它可以这个枝叶抹在箭头上，可以对付凶猛的动物。那么后来在我们的最比较原始的战争中嘛，这个当地的人们也用它来对付敌人。
So what we just see here, it seems like an ordinary tree, but it's let me get it right. Anti-terrorist toxicaria. We also call it toxic arrow tree, and in Chinese we call it blood slaughter because the latex inside the tree is very poisonous and is highly lethal. So if you inject it into your blood vessel, it could kill you within a minute. But however, we call it toxic arrow tree because the latex inside of the plant was used for hunting and warfare back to the ancient times. So it is still a very dangerous plant live in this garden.
Yeah, and I mean normally we don't like to speak English, but the Chinese name is very interesting, isn't it? So it's kind of like so 见血封喉. It's kind of a bit like sea blood.
Yeah. So
maybe seal your throat.
Yeah.
So I think Indian. Okay, so if you cut the sap of this tree, the latex, the sap that comes out, it's very poisonous, and it says on the sign here that it can cause things like blood clotting and also cardiac arrest. So our experts were telling us that some of the native Indian people. So if you have an arrowhead, what you can do, you can pinch the arrowhead in the sap of this tree, and then if you go hunting, if you can strike an animal, maybe an enemy. Oh yeah. Okay, so even if you fire the arrow at an enemy, like an enemy tribe or something, yeah, you can cause them to become very sick or even die. Okay, but nevertheless, it's still a nice tree to look at. Yeah. Just don't drink the sap. Yeah.
还有我们在热带雨林中看到很多的植物，它的颜色各种各样的颜色，那是因为在热带雨林中，植物层层叠叠的，那么能够透下来的光是非常少。那么我们这个热带雨林的植物，它可以吸收就是不同波段的植物，因此我们的这个植物的颜色就特别的丰富。哎，好。
这里是香港的。澳门的。就是至少应该都是传统的。我们现场等一下说完了，我们这个说完，我们采访一个学生。
哎，好，您讲，没事儿。
那么我们再看我面前的这棵非常高的树，我们看到那边还有点花，看得到吗？那个花是地上落的，这个地上落的可以看得到。这个，这个金黄色的花瓣，就是这棵树它开的花落下来的，叫火烧花。这个火烧花，那么我们这个火烧花呢，它也属于热带雨林非常典型的一个植物。它的典型在哪里呢？就是它的花是开在树干上面，开在树干上面啊，不是开在枝条上面，开在树干上面。那么这是因为我们热带雨林的植物呢，不同层次的，就是说从很矮的到很高的都特别的多。那么有些植物，它为了传播花粉，为了繁衍后代，为了吸引一些昆虫为它传播花粉，那么它会在低矮的树干处，生出非常漂亮的花，那么这就叫老茎生花。好。
Okay, so let's take a few steps back. So we're just saying that the colours of the plants in here have a lot of variety. So if they are talking about the canopy, then the leaves are sometimes a bit darker as well. So they get a lot of sunlight. But a lot of the plants that you see on the ground, like these smaller shrubs here, have a more lighter colour, don't they? So because if you think about it, on the floor of the rainforest, there's less light compared to above. So they have lighter leaves, so they can, I guess, they can absorb more sunlight.
Yes.
Okay, and then we've just been introducing this tree here. So Lily, would you like to say something about this?
Well, it's a kind of special plant, and literally in Chinese it means like the fire is burned.
Oh yeah, fire flower.
Fire flower, yes. And the special point about this tree is because most of the flowers grows from branches from the base of a plant, but for this one, it's grown on the body.
On the bark.
Yeah, on
the
bark.
Yeah, so the flowers actually grow on the bark of the tree, but because at the moment, because that only happens in around April or May time, so we missed it. But next year, maybe.
But most of the time, plants in the tropical area, the reason why they do so is for survive or to absorb more energy, or to for the next season to grow bigger.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, so behind us we've got a group of young students from Macau University. Right, so I think we're going to have a few words with them, see what their impressions of the event is. Okay, so who has the best English? So the beautiful young ladies at the front. So what are your names?
Together.
Yeah, don't be shy. Right. So what are your names?
I'm Iris. I'm Victoria.
Victoria, and are you actually from Macau?
Yeah, we are from Macau University.
Oh, but are you originally from mainland China? Or you just study in Macau?
From Macau. And
Oh,
from Macau.
you're from Macau. Okay, great. Is this your first time in Chongqing?
Yeah.
So what are your feelings about the city? What are your first impressions?
The weather is quite hot and it is always raining.
Yes, that's true.
Okay, have you had enough time to go and explore the city?
你有逛它吗？
哦，有逛一下。
就是去了哪？
有去那个金佛山。
是
Oh, okay, yeah, Jifor, the Golden Buddha Mountain.
对，就是天气差很多，就是上山之后天气会冷很多。
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so it's a high mountain on Jifor Mountain. It's in Nanshan district, about a 2-hour drive away from Chongqing. So that's a hot attraction in Chongqing that they visited recently on their visit.
Do you like this botanical garden? 就你喜欢这植物园吗？
喜欢。澳门比较少这种，然后这边很漂亮。
Right, because Chongqing is like a city based on mountains.
Okay, and what are your feelings about the event? Because the theme of this event is the love of nature through all 4 seasons. And the aim is to bring the people of mainland China, young people of mainland China, Hong Kong and Macau closer together. So do you think the event has been successful in that respect?
在就是
可以，
没有我们就是 mix 重庆 friend 吗？
有我们 和就是其他大学有一些交流，就是这边的人都很友善。
这有没有觉得通过这个活动可以就说把就说渔港澳的年轻人可以就是给他们拉近距离嘛？
一起可以，
你觉得会达到这个效果？
可以互相分享。
Yeah, that's right. So, I mean, how long will you stay in Chongqing on this visit?
For 7 days.
Oh, 7 days. Okay, so I'd say welcome to Chongqing. Hope you enjoy it.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I hope one day I can go to Macau again. I've been there once before. It's very nice. Okay, some of the things. Thank you very much. Yeah, enjoy your trip. Okay, so lots of other things. Also wanted to have a quick look at the environment here. So again, we've got beautiful trees, and over here we've got a tropical pond. So let's take you to have a quick look at the environment of this part of the greenhouse. Okay, then down here, and one of the things they're doing in this event to bring the youth of Hong Kong, Macau, and Chongqing closer together. Okay, so the theme of the event is the love of nature through all 4 seasons. So we're using natural resources, the great outdoors to bring the people of Hong Kong, Macau, and Chongqing closer together. So here we've got a young guy, a young boy here, and as we can see, he's doing a sketch drawing of what he can see here in the greenhouse. Okay, so and also we have this young lady here who's very kindly offered to translate for us.
This young ladies are our friends from the Post and Telecommunication University, and she will be joining us for translating.
Can you introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, my name is Chongqing and I go by Kelly. Now I'm a junior student majoring in English in Chongqing University of Post and Telecommunications. So hope you enjoy our visiting, and I will try. Me and my friends will try my best to help you to understand our visiting.
Okay, and what is your friend's name?
Hello everyone, my name is Lindsay, and I'm a sophomore in CQPT, and I major in translation. And today we'll help with my friend. We'll help you to introduce the sceneries in this Nanshan mountain. Thank you.
So you do telecommunications?
Yes.
Yeah.
We just major in English.
So it's Post and Telecommunications?
Yes.
Okay, so if you have a problem with the live stream, you can fix it for us? Yes, okay, right. Okay, so the boy here, can you explain what he's doing?
Hello 小朋友，在画什么呀？我们可以对着那个镜头，再告诉大家你在画什么。
Okay, the boy said he's drawing the plants like you just here.
Do you know what this kind of plant is? 哦，
小朋友，这个是什么植物呀？你知道吗？他也 He doesn't know the name of the plant either. 你画的很好看。你喜欢画画吗？ He told us he is a fan of painting. He likes painting.
Okay, and how long has he painted for?
你在这里画多久了呀，小朋友？也没画多久，刚才说。He just came here and
So is that the first time he's tried drawing?
这是你第一次画画吗，小朋友？对。Yes.
Oh, okay. So this is the first time?
Yes.
Yeah, he's done drawing. I'd say he's doing quite a good job. This is a lot better. This is a lot better than I could draw. Yeah. Okay. And okay. And what is his favourite kind of plant?
小朋友，你最喜欢的植物是什么呀？圣梅。
Oh, sunflowers. Yeah, maybe. Unfortunately, we can't see it from here, but at the opening of the Botanical Gardens by the entrance, there are lots of sunflowers out there. Yeah. And, when I was a youngster, I loved sunflowers as well. And at school, we used to have competitions during the summer. See, at home, who could grow the tallest sunflower? Actually, I once won first prize when I was about his age. Excuse me, how old are you?
你多大了呀，小朋友？要到9岁了。
Okay, about 9. Yeah, so when I was about his age, I actually won first prize at my school for the tallest sunflower. It was about 2.1 meters. A very tall sunflower.
你知道外面有什么 看到了。
Okay, and while we're at it as well, this youngster is my youngest daughter. This is Clarissa as well. I'm going to say hello. Yeah, yeah. So cute, but a little naughty. Okay, be careful. Yeah, be careful with this pen, Clarissa. Okay, so without much ado, we've still got our lovely experts here. So let's continue our tour of the garden.
那么我们这个展示区呢，是我们热带雨林的一些经济作物，比如说我们刚才可以看到有咖啡，还有我们普洱茶，那么以及我们喜欢喝的可可，这个世界三大饮料，它都在我们的这个热带雨林这种环境中生长。哎。
Mrs. He are just saying there are 3 commonly grown plants we use for food. There are cocoa, coffee, and tea. So they're pu'er tea. So they are. It's kind of like a black tea, but like we have a special product in China called pu'er tea. But those are very common food we grow in the tropical area.
还有我们喜欢吃的很多水果哈，比如说我们芒果呀，对，我们没事啊。
Okay. So we've just been in the flower parts.
Yeah, the 4 seasonal.
Yeah,
area.
4 season flowers. This part of the greenhouse. So we're going to talk about these here, and then we're going to go to another great part of the greenhouse.
对，这还是热带雨林区。比如说热带雨林区，我们刚才看到有老晋生花这样子的，还有我们可以看到面前的这个植物叫做鸟巢蕨。鸟巢蕨，那么我们比如说到泰国呀，到这些地方，我们可以看到到处都可以看得到。那么这个植物呢，它的形状就像鸟巢一样这样子张开的。那为什么会长成这样呢？就是因为它这样子张开了，然后它吸收水分，比如说下雨了，它接收水分，或者一些落叶的腐烂，都可以成为它吸收养分、水分的这样一个来源。所以它长成这样的。
So what I see here is a kind of bush that we call it like the shape is kind of like bird nest. The reason why is because in the rainforest, like sometimes there's no rain or no water for any plants to grow. So they need to just store the rain and for later growing or harvest it itself, something normally seen in the tropical area. And let's proceed.
然后我们这个番木瓜啊，每年也会结果实。那么它就是像老晋生花一样，它的果实是结在它的树干上面，是老晋结果。哎，它会在这个树干上结果实的。
What we're seeing here is a kind of papaya tree, and you can see the holes here. They're actually for growing papaya. The special point about this tree is because normally the fruits are growing out based on the branches, but for this one, it's coming out from the bunch. Yes, that's a special point about any tropical plants. Everything is about absorbing energy and growing and adopt the environment, right? Let's go. Oh, 妹妹，天哪！
那么我们看我们面前这个其貌不扬的植物啊，但是它有一个非常特殊的一个效果，叫做神秘果。那么它结的果实呢是红色的，就像花生米一样大小。那么吃到我们的嘴里头，然后在30分钟以内，我们吃任何东西都会感觉到是酸酸甜甜的。啊，那么这个原因呢，就是这个果实中有一种酶，可以改变我们味蕾的感觉。啊，神秘果。
Also, this is a plant I've never really heard of before, and what it usually has, it has red berries on it.
Yes.
And if you pick them off, 一般是不是会结果？这棵树啊？
一般就是这个季节，就是差不多这个季节。
So yeah, normally around in this season, although we can't see it at the moment, it forms red berries. And if you eat the red berries, it can actually affect your taste buds.
Yes, there's a special protein about it, and it can turn the sweet sour to sweet because of the alkaline glucose.
Yeah, so whatever you eat, it'll give it like a sweet taste. And the Chinese name of this is the shemigo, so like kind of like the plant of mystery.
Mystery fruit.
Yeah, like a mystery fruit.
There's a mystery.
Yeah, so that's why, so it can change your
taste.
Yeah. So, are you a good cook?
I am actually.
Yeah, well, I know. I'm a bad cook, so I'm thinking. So if I actually give my guests these
Okay.
berries,
I'll
then,
use it
then
as
I'll cook
salt
for
next
them.
time.
Yeah, then they'll say, James, your cooking is so wonderful. Yeah, yeah. Here we have some more youngsters doing their drawings, their life sketches. So you should go and take a closer look.
能麻烦您跟小孩玩一下？
Okay, so let's have a look at the drawing made by this young man here. So what's his name?
Please repeat your question.
Okay, so what's his name?
所以你叫什么名字吗？我叫周玉成。
周玉成。Okay, and what is he drawing?
你在画什么呢？我这个是鸡蛋花，但是它现在还没有开花，只是它现在只有叶子。This is a kind of fruit in Chinese called 鸡蛋花。
Okay.
It's called French pin.
French pin, okay, it's English name, okay. Yeah. But it has not blossomed now.
Okay, and is he drawing like these plants in front of us here?
是这里的植物吗？是这个吗？
Oh, okay. So you see this here. So he's the young man we've just seen, young Mr. Joe. He's drawing this plant here. So if you take a good look at it, so let's do a comparison. I think actually they look quite similar. I think. Great. I think he's done a good job.
你做得很棒，你画得很好看。
Let's go and see another one. We've got this young pretty lady over here. Let's go and say hello. So again, hello. So what is your name? Okay, yeah, Miss Yuan. Okay, and what are you drawing?
Middle one here.
Oh, okay, so she's drawing these plants in the middle over here. Let's take a closer look.
螺纹体，哎，这棵树叫螺纹体。
大的这个。
不，就是这棵，就是这个小。哎，对。
Do you like drawing?
你喜欢画画吗？喜欢。
What is your favorite plant? What do you like to draw most?
你最喜欢的植物？最喜欢画的？什么花呀，或者是什么草呀什么的？比如说门口的那些向日葵，看到了吗？百合 lily。
Oh yeah, the lilies. Yeah, there was some. Again, we can't see them today, but outside the greenhouse, there were some beautiful potted lily plants, and some of them in flower. Okay, so thank you very much. It's a beautiful drawing. Should we go see one more? Okay, so our Macau students really like this one, so let's take a closer look. Okay, so again, what is your name?
放子。
Okay,
He's a little bit shy.
Yeah, they're all a little bit shy. Yeah, he's concentrating very hard as well.
His painting.
Yeah, I can see he's really concentrating on this.
Yeah, that's good.
I think he's just drawing. I'm trying to think which plants they are. Maybe these over here.
I guess this one.
Yeah, I think it's that one.
Okay.
Again, he's doing quite a good job, I think. Better than I could do.
啊，你画的真好看。
Okay, let's go on. So let's go into the next part of this wonderful greenhouse.
我们刚才路过的这个区呢，是我们的佛教植物展示区。慢点。
Okay, so good to. Oh, sorry.
那么我们这个东南亚的热带雨林区，我们这几个国家呢，它信仰的都是佛教，比如说泰国呀、印度呀、马来西亚呀。那么因为它信仰的是佛教，那么我们很多的植物都是和佛教有关的。比如说我们这个面前的这个植物是非常有名的，大家都经常听说叫菩提树。 啊，那菩提树为什么是和佛教有名呢？和佛教有关呢？就是释迦牟尼，佛教的创始人释迦牟尼，他是在菩提树下顿悟成佛的啊。传说呢，释迦牟尼是一位东南亚的一个王子，一个小国家的一个王子。那么除 从小都非常聪慧。那么他就是很小就产生了一些疑问，就是人为什么有生老病死的痛苦？那么他就离家出走，四处去云游。那么云游很多年都没有找到这个没有想找到这个结果。那么他就回到他的国家，回到他的家乡。那么在回到家乡之前，有个条河叫个大清河。他在这个大清河沐浴了以后，然后就在一棵菩提树下睡了一觉，然后就顿悟成佛。因此我们在很多的寺庙里头都可以看到这棵菩提树。那么另外这个菩提树我们可以看到它这个叶尖啊是非常的尖啊。那么这个叶尖呢也是咱们热带雨林的植物特有的一个现象啊。这个叶尖就是因为咱们热带雨林的雨水来的特别的急，那很多的植物的叶片啊，为了不被它给冲烂，那么因此在热带雨林很多植物它是有很多的漏洞，很多的空洞。然后另外呢还有就是这种滴水叶尖的这种形状。
Okay, so where should we start with this one? So the name of this tree is called in Chinese is called the Puti Shu.
Right.
Okay, so I don't know the exact English name for it, but Puti is kind of a Buddhism-related word.
Yes.
Okay, she told us a small story how there was a legend from Southeast Asia. She was saying that
the Buddha reached nirvana under this tree, so that's the reason why we call it Buddha tree, and it's kind of like a common tree in any temple, like something like that.
Yeah.
It's a secret tree.
I mean, I suppose the story she was telling us about is maybe someone like a pilgrim who travelled to many countries, and he wanted to find the answer of why people get old or why they get sick. And then he didn't find the answer, but when he returned to his home country, he had an afternoon sleep or something. He had a nap under a puti tree.
Kind of enlightenment.
Yeah, and then suddenly in his dreams he became very enlightened. And then the other feature that our expert talks about is the shape of the leaves. So they're very pointed, and this is also a feature of trees in the rainforest. So why are these leaves so pointy?
Because there's normally heavy raining situations, and the leaf is shaped like that to avoid being crashed by the heavy rain and to point the drops to the soil for better growing conditions to harvest itself in the tropical environment.
Sure, and in a moment we're going to see a different variety of plants. In the rainforest, of course, it's very wet, so sometimes the trees and the plants have too much water, so they need ways to kind of get rid of it sometimes.
Right.
But later on our tour today, we're going to see some cacti, and that's the opposite situation. So instead of getting rid of water, we're going to try their best to keep hold of every last drop.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go on and see what we can find.
那么我们面前可以看到的呢是这个这个叫石斛兰。石斛兰是我们咱们的昆明啊，就是咱们的叫做云南的野生的就会有这个石斛兰。另外呢，我们可以看到面前的这个兰花就是这个兰花之王啊，叫蝴蝶兰。那蝴蝶兰呢，它就像一个翩翩起舞的蝴蝶一样，是非常的漂亮啊。
So what we see here is kind of flower, it's kind of orchid, and we call it butterfly orchid because it looks like a vivid butterfly. So what we can see here, they're all different kind of colored butterfly orchid. That's beautiful.
And these are also a wild variety of flowers a flower that can be found in Yunnan province in the southeast. So, and of course, Yunnan is a very special province of China because it borders on many Southeast Asian countries. And we've just been in the rainforest area, and you might not know that China actually has some rainforest. Not most of the country, but there's a small corner of Yunnan province called Xishuangbanna. And it's on the border, it borders on Laos and Vietnam, and if you go there, there's real rainforest that you can go and explore there. I mean, have you been there before, Lily?
Yeah, once, when I was young. But it's typical tropical environment, suitable for all kinds of plants. Yes.
And I think I've been there at least 3 times in the past.
Good for you.
I'm a big lover of the tropical places, tropical rainforests.
I understand.
And when it's kind of cold in the summer here, you can go to Xishuangbanna, enjoy the rainforest, and it has a beautiful climate.
And there's also many wild animals like elephants and sorts of endangered animals here.
Yeah.
Definitely worth to try.
So, of course, you definitely want to come to Chongqing as a top destination. But if you have time on the side as well, that's also a part of China you can consider. Okay? Have a look at the flower here. So when the tree is in flower, this is what it's supposed to look like. And the name of this tree is the Plumeria rubra acutifolia. And I'm sure you knew that.
So it literally means egg flower because the flower looks like egg. It's also kind of source for decorations. Maybe temples, also secret trees. 好的。
刚才我们看到的那个见血封喉是非常有毒的植物啊。那么这个海芒果，这个植物它也是非常有毒的，它的果实有点像芒果那种大小，但是是有毒的，也是非常毒的。
Okay. So this tree, we call it mango, but it's not just ordinary mango. The fruit is also highly poisonous, and if you take it accidentally, it might kill you within a minute. Yes.
白色的花瓣就是它的开的花落的花瓣。
Okay. That's actually the flower of this kind of tree. Such beautiful color, but such little fruit.
Yeah, actually, if you look very carefully up into the foliage, you can actually see the tree is blossoming. But it might be a bit difficult to see because the flowers are right up at the top. Okay, so before we move on, we've got two youngsters who are really, really keen to join our show. So, young man, young lady, to come here. Hello. So, what's your names? Pauline Lee. Oh, Fuyuan Li. Okay, so yeah, Miss Lee. Yeah, so say hello to the audience. What is your name, young man? Okay, so Master Joe. So, are you having a good time today? And are you taking part in the events today? Okay, so what do you like about the events?
哪一项活动？哪一个活动？我最喜欢那个包香包。
What's the 包香包?
Yes.
Oh,
just
bao.
to put the iChongqing in the bag and just what we got in the house.
The smoke that we got.
Yes.
Oh, the mugwort. Oh, the iTow.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's something we're going to see a little bit later. So we have like wormwood here, which can be used for moxibustion. It's like a medicinal herb. So she's enjoyed that, and we'll show you that a bit later. And how about you? What's your favourite part of the event? Oh, it's
like the same.
Oh, the same. Okay, the mugwort or the wormwood. Yeah. Okay. Is this the first time you've took part in the event? Yeah. And will you take part again? Oh, okay, so that's excellent news. So the first time they've taken part in the event today, they've obviously had a very good time, and they intend to take part in events in the future. But this is a series of events, because this is the love of nature through all 4 seasons. So over the next weeks, the next months, we're going to be doing a lot more live broadcasts like this. So don't forget to keep following us on this. Okay, so thank you very much, and enjoy your day here. And let's move on. So this is another exciting part of our live broadcast today. So we've just come outside the greenhouse. Pasha, do you want to have a look around? Okay, and this part of the event, the youth from Macau, like these young people here, are going to do some planting.
今天他们体验的是就是一个植物的上盆啊，就是说我们植物每年长了以后呢，它下面的根系会团成一节。那么我们为了让它生长得更好，我们经常会用换盆这种方式来进行栽植植物。今天我们种的这个花呢是山茶花，是咱们重庆市的市花。那么这个山茶花是我们重庆市就我们自己育种的一些品种。那么今天我们会把它进行重新换到这个大盆里头，给它一个根系更好的一个生长空间。那么我们换盆的过程呢，一般是先把它拍松，让它的这个根系可以更好的这样子。拍松了以后，然后我们再把土来那个什么，来江里人给他做好，这是我们南山植物园的工人给他们做还示范。
我做一个小说明稿。Okay, 我出镜。Okay, so our expert again has just explained that this is a very special kind of plant. It's called sanchahua. I don't know the exact English name for it, but it's a representative plant of Chongqing municipality. And what they do, because the plant has already been growing in these flower pots for some time, they've grown to the extent that they want to shift them into the larger flower pots, if you know what I mean. And 他们这么做也没有什么其他的这个象征意义，比如说呢，专门把这个澳门，有没有那种就说给就说与港澳的年轻人就说缔结这种更深根的，就是说深根蒂固的这个友谊哦，就是进行这个嘛。
让同学们就是澳门同学在澳门可能很少有这种机会体验到，就是尤其山茶花又是重庆的代表，所以可以说就是说澳门同学来到重庆非常不容易嘛，今天亲手栽植的山茶花也是表达了对重庆的一个感情吧，双方文化交流的一个感情。
Yeah, so I was just asking our expert, Mrs. Hart, if it has any kind of symbolism, some symbolism value to it. I would say because the sanchahua, the sancha flower, is representative of Chongqing municipality. Because we have the youth from Hong Kong and Macau here, the fact that they're planting like the flower of Chongqing also kind of symbolizes their friendship and connection. Yeah, the friendship and connection between Hong Kong, Macau, and Chongqing.
可能大家对这个山茶花现在看到的这个小苗子啊，可能没有什么感受。实际上，我们知道这世界的香奈儿它的很多的事情，它的那个造型都是根据山茶花的灵感，山茶花的形状来造出来的灵感。
Okay, so do you like planting these flowers? You like sanchahua? Yeah, and so normally do you like plants and flowers? Yeah, okay, and are you going to move the plants into this one? Okay, do you have any? Normally at home, do you like looking after plants? So what flowers do you have at home? 家里有哪些花吗？
家里有那个蓝血，还有山脚梅，还有绿萝呀，那些植物都有。
Okay, yeah. So she has lots of flowers and plants that she looks after at home. And actually, when I was younger as well, I really loved doing that as well. And actually, I have an uncle in England who also really likes, more tropical trees and flowers. So he had a greenhouse at home, and they had things like orange trees and lemon trees that I actually grew at home in England. But they usually grew quite slowly though. It took a couple of years. But he's really green-fingered as well, kind of like this young lady here. Okay, so thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy the day. Okay, so let's move on to the next part.
Hi.
Hello.
Introducing my friend here.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Neo. I'm from Macau University, and还是说普通话吧。
So what do you? Okay. 讲 Mandarin.
OK， 我们是澳门大学的学生会的同学，然后很高兴有这个机会来到这里植物园来参加这个活动，然后对，然后
He's very honored representing Macau University to join this event.
呀。然后呢，我们在刚刚的活动呢，然后跟重庆邮电大学的学生一起唱了一个《我和我的祖国》的一首歌，然后呢，我就感怀激动的心情呢，就跟他们一起歌唱这个歌，就感觉离祖国更近了一步。
Okay. So the Macau University just performed a show with the the Telecommunication and Post University here is a local school, and they sing a song called 那个歌叫什么？
我和我的祖国。
Me, my homeland.
Me, my homeland. And he just told me that he feels the bond and the friendship with our local students.
Strongly bonded.
Strongly bonded. Okay, so 我们在干什么？
我们刚刚在那个种植那个盆栽，然后呢，刚刚他们就教我呢，就是用这个小的盆栽移植到大的盆栽，因为这个小的盆栽那个位置不够了，然后呢就会移植到这里，然后就对。
Okay, so we're actually just cultivating some plants here. We're moving from the smaller pot to the bigger one. And do you think it's Okay.
就是平常没有这个机会在澳门做这个活动，然后今天来到这里就是亲近了大自然。
So there are a lot of students told me that like Macau don't have a lot of botanic garden like this. So it's a kind of rare opportunity to walk into the nature and feel the nature, and it's a more practical lesson to learn the plants, right?
Right.
So let's move on.
Okay, and just talking about that song Near My Homeland, when the live broadcast began about an hour ago, you saw a group of students singing a song on stage. That's the song he was talking about. Can you sing that song? Okay, it's going to listen. Yeah, it's going to sing it for us.
我和我的祖国，每一个也不能分割。每当我走到哪里，都有你手在歌。我歌唱每一座高山，我歌唱每一条河，渺渺深夜，小小村落，小城。
Okay. Actually, it's been a while since I heard this song, but in 2019, I think it was the 70th anniversary of the People's Republic of China. Almost throughout the year, people were singing that song everywhere. But it's very catchy, and obviously you can see that the youth of Hong Kong and Macau, they're very enthusiastic when they sing this song. So obviously they have a very strong kind of patriotic feeling, don't they?
Right.
Yeah.
The bonding and the friendship.
Yeah. That's kind of what this event is all about. Yeah, that was fun.
非常漂亮的光乐河啊，凤梨哎，凤梨。
These are pineapple flowers.
Right. 这是凤梨的中间的一个品种，它叫这是个原生种，叫光乐河，美丽光乐河，美丽光乐河。
就是那个野外的，
对，原生种，它是原生种。
So we got different kind of species of pineapple flowers here, but this one is cultivated in the wild environment. It's very beautiful pink colors. But if you see that one, the red one, that one is harvested inside the garden. I know. Yes. So let's take a look into a different zone.
真的非常漂亮，这个花，它的颜色是一层一层的变。
Oh, okay. It's a gradient pink and purple. Actually, it looks like a lettuce. Okay, 我们走了。OK， 走了。等一下，我们先望一下，
Okay, so follow us, and we're going to get to the next part. And this is one of my favourite ones, again. I do love the rainforest, but at the same time, I do love cacti as well. Do you like those plants?
It's a succulent area. 哇，这个味儿好重啊！绕梁不绝了，只能说呀，来。
Okay, so just another young man doing some drawings. Let's take a very quick look. Okay, and young man, are you enjoying the day today? Okay, and what are you drawing? Oh, this one here, to give the audience a look. So it's drawing these plants here. So again, looks like he's doing a very good job, and I like the colours as well. Okay, so that much to do. Let's keep going. There's another young man here drawing some of the plants in here. Want to take a closer look at the picture of the drawing? Okay, and what is your name? Master Ryan. Okay. So Ryan, why did you choose to draw this plant today? What do you like about this plant? Okay, yeah, he just likes this plant. Okay, that's fair enough. Okay, and also I don't know, we're not in the cacti area yet, but this is like a fern area of the greenhouse. So again, maybe if we have a look around, and we've also got a nice water feature over there.
要胜利了。是啊。我是请来做点
这个我就简单的说一下，就是它的底部为什么是这个形状的？
对，就是多肉植物的一个典型特征，就是巨大的储水器，不管是哪个部分。
Okay, so you might be familiar with some trees and plants that grow in the deserts. So you might see a feature of the trees here is that it has like a very wide bottom. Of the tree. Lily, do you know why that's the case?
To store water for survival in the very dry environment.
Yeah, and also I noticed a lot of trees in the deserts. The foliage is actually very high. You know, a lot of normal trees, the foliage is actually quite low. So 不知道这个有没有什么原因？这些生长在沙漠的这些树木，在为什么这些树叶都在最上面的位置？这个一般下面的。
这个树叶在最上面的位置，我们知道树叶它是进行光合作用，是植物生长它的来源。那么它要接受阳光，所以我们看望天树它为什么要往上长？就是我们树叶是在上面。
Oh, okay. Right. So yeah, the reason are the leaves are so high up is that they want to capture as much sunlight as possible. For I mean, trying to remember what that word is from my school days. Photosynthesis. Oh yeah, I've been trying to remember that word.
Biology.
Okay, and also I learned something else from our expert this morning about the plants here. So you see, a lot of the cacti have these spikes, but she taught me something I don't know about it. So actually, the spikes are not so much for protection.
It's a kind of branch for this kind of cactus.
Yeah, and our expert told us earlier this morning that it's unlike, say, a rose plant. So with the rose, it has the spines, but it doesn't really have a reproductive function. But actually, she said that if you break off one of these spines, and you can actually plant it in the soil, and it will grow into a new cactus plant. And that's something I didn't actually know before. Did you?
No, I don't know.
很简单的说，它那个刺啊，这个刺座，这个部分是一个极度浓缩的短枝，就是一个枝条，把它浓缩成了一个刺座。
Yeah, and that's also something that's very interesting. So normally a tree has a thick branch, but of course a cactus grows in the desert. So you've just been saying that some places it doesn't even rain in a single year, in a whole year. So the reason is that the spines. Actually, you can consider these spines as branches as well. But the reason they're so thin and so hard is that they want to try to reduce the loss of water as much as possible.
Right.
Okay, and then that's another thing I wasn't aware of before. Okay, so let's move on.
慢点。好。好，我们可以看到，来到植物园，我们可以看到很多非常奇特的植物。那这些植物呢，它就是在大自然的这个过程中，我们会形成非常种类丰富而又各不相同的。比如说我面前的这个展示区呢，就是我们多肉植物的进化史。那么我们用仙人掌的进化史来让我们感受植物，为了适应环境，它们是怎么样一个非常聪明的。那比如说我们最前面的这个有叶片的，它叫木麒麟啊。它叫麒麟，它也和仙人掌是一个科的，那么就是说是一个家族的兄弟姐妹。那么最早它生活的环境像热带雨林一样的环境，就是说非常的湿润，然后我们可以有叶片，就是有叶片呀，有这些枝条啊这些。那么后来随着气候的干旱啊，它有些叶片呢或者枝条它就退化了，是为了减少水分的蒸发，形成了这种刺。那么最后呢，我们可以看到我们进化的比较高级的，就可以看到我们面前的这个金虎。那么它不仅没有枝条了，没有叶片了，而且它的这个整个它的个体都会成为一个巨大的储水器，它就是为了那个储存水分。
好，倒回去，我们从第一个开始讲。小心注意。So what we are seeing here is an evolution history on the sort of plants, and from initially, it also like an ordinary tree with leaves and flowers, but it cannot, adopt the extreme weather conditions. So they start to evolve, and the leaves and flowers turn to the spines. The spines, like the spines are originally leaves, like branches, but right now the spines are tiny concentrated branch for reproduction and to survive in the extreme weather conditions. And in the next stage, all of the branches and the tree bodies, like the bark, involved like this one. And as you can see, the final stage, it involved like elliptic shape, and the whole body was aimed for store water for survive under extreme weather conditions.
And what really amazes me as well is the variety of cacti, because I grew up in England, we don't have a lot of experience seeing them. So the cacti I'm most familiar with are just the very stereotypical ones you see in Mexico, the ones that are very tall and have the big branches and lots of spines on. But when you come here, I know. I feel really amazed just to see like the variety. I mean, I didn't even realise, there's so many different kinds of cacti.
Yes, the ball shape, the line shape.
I do expect you're saying that even trees like this, they're all part of the same cacti family.
Right.
Just
Living within.
yeah. So coming up, we're going to leave the cacti area. If I'm correct, what we're going to go see next is the wormwood and the mugwort. So this is like the Chinese medicinal herb. A herb. And you can use it for medicinal purposes. So and actually, I know you can't smell what it's like, but you can actually smell
It's kind
the
of like
wormwood.
herb smell.
So what you can do, you can actually make the wormwood. You can actually kind of roll it up, put it together. Then you can light it. And when it burns, you can actually place the water with certain acupuncture, acupuncture points on your body.
Accelerate your blood circulations in your body for better health. So we can try it here. Hello.
Take one of these.
Oh, you can see they're doing it. How do you feel? How do you feel?
Very nice.
Very nice. Okay.
是不是有一种暖暖的感觉？
能熏一下我们这个主持人吗，姐？
哎，好的，可以的。
来，
马上吗？
James try 一下咯。It's kind of traditional Chinese medicine, like it's part of the acupuncture. Like we believe there are different spots on human body, like certain spots can achieve certain purpose.
我可以给你揪一个
这给我诊断一个问题吧。
这个是学是为了什么
So you know in Chinese medicine, often a traditional doctor you can just feel your pulse and look at its tongue. And often from just doing those two simple things, they can tell what kind of imbalances, what kind of problems you have in your body. So at the moment she's doing a diagnosis for me.
这个学是为什么？
这段时间您感觉有没有天气太热的感觉？
对，我最近有点嫌弃天气有点闷热。然后加上那个工作比较忙，就在外面工作。
然后我们注意一下这个穴位，因为的话，你比如说天气太热了，或者说就觉得受热了不想吃饭，胃口不是很好，或者说那个心里面有一点发慌，中暑的感觉的话，就可以去这里。
Okay, so Lily, what's my problem?
So this spot, the doctor just said, because the weather is quite hot in Chongqing, and she said this part is good for your heart.
So she asked me directly, whether I've had any problems with the weather, and this time of year in Chongqing, it's not necessarily been that hot, but it's been very humid.
Right.
And I spent a lot of time working outdoors because I've been filming a special centenary program that's coming up. I can't really reveal any more about that until later in July.
Okay.
But anyway, I said, that's true. I've been spending a lot of time outdoors, and I've been complaining a little bit about the humidity. And she did say that often you have symptoms such as a lowered appetite.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel right now?
I'm feeling good. I suppose if you do this, it's not like you feel the effects instantly.
Do you feel like burning?
No, actually.
这个时候的话，你应该有一种，有的人感觉度比较敏感的话，这时候有一股热量走到了你的手腕了。
She said if you're sensitive, you should feel like there's a hot stream going upward.
它是跟着这个热量，它是跟着人体的经络。
I can feel some warmth. I can feel some warmth. I wouldn't say it's hot, but it's a very kind of nice feeling of warmth first going up the arm.
好，谢谢我们朋友的移动，谢谢，感谢，谢谢。好，走吧。
Well, I said that feels so nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I kind of want to take one of these home.
Okay. 对，后有人。我们有一个燕麦书签。好，燕麦书签。老师，我们这边。 our last station. We're going to make some bookmarks. Well,
There's some leaf bookmarks.
Yes.
Is that right?
yes. Like these skeletons.
Yeah, I mean, just asking if I believe in metropolis. And actually, metropolis is something I often do. Yeah, maybe, these are normally, I mean, quite good health, but sometimes if you have like a headache or feeling a little bit lethargic or a bit of a cold, then I do like to go and do metropolis.
I have to be honest with you, it really depends on the technician who helps you to do that.
Yeah, if you're somebody who's more of an expert at it, that does help. Okay, so we're going to mix a bookmark. So our expert here is going to explain for us.
Okay.
做的叶脉书签，就是我们这种做出来的叶脉书签哈，就是用我们的乔木叶脉，然后经过药水处理，然后经过压制，然后经过做了以后就成这种叶脉书签，就是用于看书，我们做成书签，就比如说放在哪儿，然后就可以，而且也比较美观，也比较自然。好，然后有没有同学愿意来做的？我现场教一下大家，好，我们现在的话，一般
Okay,
用
I'm just going to explain in a moment. So this is an example of the bookmarks we're going to get. So we've got an original flower over here. 我叫哪一片吧？手感不好吧？
不要用手，不要用手。
I can't use my hands to pick it up. I use the tweezers.
就是用镊子把我的这个叶脉。
So what we're going to do, we're going to turn this into a bookmark. And roughly the process we're going to do, we're going to put this in a tray. We're going to add some chemicals, trays with chemicals to it, and then I think we've got some toothbrushes, so we're going to kind of brush.
Sodium dioxide.
Sodium dioxide. Okay, yeah, and then we're going to use the toothbrushes. We're going to use it to brush the sodium dioxide into the leaf, and I think that's going to cause it to lose some of its colour.
Make it soften.
Yeah, so soften it. Yeah, and then we're going to laminate it like this, and after that we can cut it out and use it as a bookmark.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you're gonna brush it and make it the surface even, and eventually make a leaf skeleton.
Okay, we've got perfect timing today, so we've got our two volunteers. They're going to show us how it's done. So let's go and watch.
我们镊子要加注它的叶柄，对，我们的镊子要加注它的叶柄。来，我教一下大家哈。我们这个用的是那个氢氧化钠对30%的氢氧化钠对70%的水哈。那我就拿。然后我们煮15分钟到20分钟，然后把它们的叶肉和叶脉分离了，我们就可以拿这个压水。好，我们一般是用乔木哈，我们刷的这个叫网状叶脉哈，网状叶脉。看到我们轻轻的先从叶底刷到叶尖，轻轻的把叶肉先刷一部分下来哈，从背面刷哈，先刷背面，对，先刷背面哈。就不是很平整的时候，我们可以用自己的这个牙刷，然后把它平整一下哈。
一般这个过程我们要花多长时间？
大概要半个小时。除去煮的时间呢？除去煮的时间，煮这个叶脉的话是需要15到20分钟，是用氢氧化钠或者是用碱性的水，比如说像我们的小苏打就可以兑水，但是小苏打一般家里用的小苏打的话，它要兑水就煮的时间比较长，因为它的药效没有那么长时间嘛。好，我们翻一面哈，刷了一部分，然后再翻一面，刷了一部分。对，你不能一直，对你不能一直刷一面哈，要翻一面。我们把它的叶肉慢慢的刷下来，看到没有？好，我们一般做叶脉书签会选择这种叶片比较厚一点的，像我们的山茶花，还有桂花树。对。
这几个肉我们为什么一定要刷掉？
因为我们要看清楚它的叶脉呀，刷出来它的叶脉才好看呀。叶脉书签主要是看它的叶脉。
Okay, so the whole process takes about roughly half an hour. And I just asked her, why do you have to actually brush off the green part of the leaf? And she's just saying the visual effect they want is that after they laminate the leaf, they want to be able to see like the veins inside the leaf. Okay, so our show is about to come to an end. I mean, it's already been an hour and a half. I mean, time's gone so quick. I mean, how do you feel?
开心，非常的开心。就是那个紫薇纹络，就是非常的漂亮，就是很难得有这个机会能够。
你会再来重庆吗？
我会。
Okay. He said he'll just visit Chongqing one more time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So thank our students from Macau very much. It's been good having you on the show today. Also, thank you very much for your help as well with the translations. And last but not least, a very special thanks to our botany experts, Mrs. Hutt. Yeah, so thank you very much for your help today. It's been wonderful having you on. Okay, so thank you if you stuck with us for the whole hour and a half. So thank you very much. It's been a wonderful day here. And just remember, this is only one episode of the whole series of events of Philippine Nation through all 4 seasons. So please stay tuned to iChongqing, and in the very near future, we're going to be bringing in more from this event and more special locations in Chongqing municipality. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Bye bye.